There's a huge divide now. There's a huge divide now that's growing on the right that's been especially fractured recently because of Donald Trump removing his endorsement of Marjorie Taylor Greene and continuously criticizing Thomas Massie. Ever since the new 20,000 emails released by the House Oversight Committee and the push for the release of the Epstein files, Donald Trump has started to go after these individuals even more, and his standard base, his overall base, is starting to fracture because of that. And we're seeing this huge shift between whether or not people are America first versus make America great again. So people on social media, especially today, have been talking about this a lot. Nick Fuentes just yesterday stated, so now Ben Shapiro, Randy Fine, and Lindsey Graham are considered MAGA, but Marjorie Greene, Tucker Carlson, and Thomas Massie are not. Your Israel first MAGA movement is dead. The America First movement is the future. And this got almost 1 million views. Two reasons why Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene are out of MAGA. They have the America First position. They are against foreign aid to Israel. They both want the Epstein files released. I think this is a huge factor. Both MAGA means more foreign aid to Israel and covering up the Epstein files. There's a clip here that Nick Fuentes made. Let's just go ahead and take a listen to a part of this, and we can go ahead and dissect it a bit.
And foreign aid to Israel. Why is Trump against Thomas Massie and Marjorie Greene? It is literally two things. Two reasons. Why are Thomas Massie and Marjorie Greene out of MAGA? What do they have in common? Why do I say because of the commonality? A lot of Trump defenders, a lot of Republican apparatchiks will say that the reason Trump is condemning Massie is because Massie doesn't vote with Republicans in Congress. Massie has a problem with Trump's agenda as a libertarian. That's what they argue in defense. They say, well, Thomas Massie happens to be against AIPAC and foreign aid to Israel, but the real reason is that he's this obstructionist. But that's not true of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been one of Trump's strongest allies and a good friend of his since she got into Congress 5 years ago. So you can't say that about Marjorie Greene. You can say that Thomas Massie, and I would even argue there's some credibility to this. I think it's a pretext, but it's sort of a compelling one. You might argue that, well, Thomas Massie hasn't been specifically a great ally to Trump, but that cannot be said about Marjorie Greene.
So let's just stop right there. I don't want to play too much of his clip. You can clearly see now that Donald Trump going after Marjorie Taylor Greene has caused a huge divide because of this. This is somebody that used to be one of his, used to be such a good friend of his, and she's consistently supporting him. Even today, after he went after her and started going on a tweet storm about her, she still messaged him prior to that very respectfully saying why it would be beneficial for him to release the Epstein files. Now, Gen Z already, Megyn Kelly said this prior, nobody under 30 supports Israel. That's very much so true. So the movement, the American consciousness and American society in general is drifting away from Israel on both the left and the right for different reasons, but it's happening. And we have this older generation of neocons that are trying to hold on to something that simply is, while the river is simply going in a different direction. And it's causing a huge level of tension that previously wasn't there, because for the majority of the time, people simply weren't awake to Israel's influence in the United States, so what's going on behind the scenes. And it really, really wasn't until after October 7th that people are like, wait a second, what the hell is going on here? Why are all of our politicians bought out to a foreign nation? Why are we sending millions and millions of dollars out to Israel? And that's why you're starting to see this large trend and this large growth for the America First movement, especially because there's so many other issues here in the United States that when you look at both the left and the right, they're simply not, they're really not going to be able to fix that while still endorsing and supporting this foreign country. So just go ahead and read one of the comments here. We need a different hat color. I'm done with the red and blue. How about purple? And I already read to you guys the tweets in the previous stuff, but I read you Donald Trump's Truth Social posts. Another thing that I found was pretty interesting is some of the posts here. Let's see. regarding the America First thing. There we go. America First versus MAGA over MAGA. The swagger in your step when you get the American citizens to realize you're more America First than Donald Trump. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course. Are you with America or are you with Israel? And Matt Walsh also seems to advocate for an America-only policy in conservative debate. Conservative commentator Matt Walsh ignited a debate within right-wing circles by promoting an America-only approach, emphasizing exclusive prioritization of U.S. interests over global engagement. This exchange started yesterday or 2 days ago when Walsh criticized James Lindsay for linking his America for Americans rhetoric, yada, yada, yada. We can just read what some of the tweets say here. Holy shit, now they're claiming that America is for Americans is a 1940s slogan. We've reached a point where some conservatives throw this accusation around more liberally and ridiculously than the left. I'm America only in the same sort of sense that I am my family only. My first priority is my family. I will never put any family above my own. I will help other families only to the extent that it brings no harm to my family. And it goes on. Clearly, he's also referencing or hinting at the fact that it should be America first, including over Israel, which is funny considering that he is Ben Shapiro. He works under Ben Shapiro, so he doesn't really have that much freedom of speech when it pertains to that. There was some other tweet I wanted to read to you guys that I think I saved somewhere in here. Let's see. It just goes over America first, Israel first. The MAGA movement is dead, and America first has become the new slogan used to push back against Trump. Trump's approval is down 50% with 18 to 29-year-olds since the beginning of 2025, and the reason is clear. The MAGA movement has been hijacked by Israel first and has been completely lost touch with the forgotten men and women of America. America first is the only path forward. And again, it goes here. And that's really it that I wanted to share for this video. It's interesting seeing this divide, and this is going to continue to grow moving forward because what we're seeing is that Donald Trump does not care how the backlash is going. It seems that he's pushing forward Israel first policies no matter what. That doesn't seem like it's changing. If anything, it seems that the Israeli neocons are actually going down and doubling down even harder, knowing that they have Donald Trump's backing and they can do whatever they want. And it seems like he's just allowing them to do it. There is no actual restraint that Donald Trump is implementing on Israel, and he thinks that this is will be beneficial for him long term. Little does he know, or even care to recognize that the larger part of American society disagrees with that. So I'm just gonna stop right there, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to click the subscribe button below. And again, if you want to see more of my videos and you want to help me be able to do this more regularly, I always appreciate super chats. That's everything for this video. Unfortunate to see this the way he's treating some of his most staunch supporters, but we'll see how things unfold moving forward. Otherwise, take care. Bye.